Oh, that's because this isn't heavy enough. There we go. Hey, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving to the people that celebrate it. Um, you know, because I never just want to make people feel like they have to follow the wave. I never want to make people feel like they have to do what everybody else is doing just because everybody else is doing it. So, in the event that you celebrate Thanksgiving, you know, happy Thanksgiving. If you don't, you know, what's up on a Thursday? Hey, how you doing, Michaela? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates it. Happy Food Day to everybody else. That's what I've been saying. Happy Food Day. I think that I have become a little bit too informed to still be celebrating Thanksgiving, and so now I've just been telling people all morning Happy Food Day because half of y'all motherfuckers didn't care about Thanksgiving to begin with. If we being real, taking my bonnet off, I realized I look like somebody auntie. Looking like somebody's auntie. So, right. Happy Food Day. Exactly. Happy Food Day. I need to get some more granola because this little bitty ass granola they put in here, it does not cut it. I don't know if y'all eat yogurt like I eat yogurt, but baby, I be needing my yogurt to be crunchy. I need my granola, my yogurt to taste like 98% crunch. And these 5 pieces of almond they put in this little flip thing is not working. I am somebody's auntie. Not 98. Look here. I need 98% crunch. A good 60 is where it's at. Uh-uh. I need there to be a crunch in every bite for me to feel like I'm doing something right in the yogurt department. If I bite and I don't get a nice, cute little crunch, I feel some type of way. And this is my first time having the flips because I usually just buy my own little granola, and make it work. But, when you trying to allow the companies and their media frenzy to do what they do, and you want to give them a shot, they let you down. The companies let me down every time. The companies, you see that? You see, this is how yogurt and granola is supposed to give. It's supposed to give 98% crunch, okay? Well, I've been working, honestly. Most of it has been, I've been working. Yes, T, I am one of those people. I need a crunch in everything. I always got a bag of potato chips somewhere. I love a good Dorito moment. I love a good cheese puff moment because it like, mm, I don't know. It's something about cheese puffs that just do it for me because they melt down or they're crunchy. I know y'all are rooting for me, and I love y'all so much because of it. I I've been working though. I've been working hard. Happy Food Day, Sabrina. But honestly, I have been getting myself together because I have some stuff that is coming up. For those of you that noticed, I I'm going to be on this season of I Am Jazz. I think I'm in like 4 episodes, and I'm excited. But I will say this TV shit is not for me, y'all. At least not reality TV. Reality TV is the ghetto. It really is. That's exactly what I'm feeling. See, they better do me right with these edits because the trailer that they released already is giving messy. Like, don't get me wrong. None of the stuff that I did on the show can be seen as, stereotype or whatever. But you know how producers are. Like, when you don't give them what they want, they create it and they craft it. And so I am a little worried that they're gonna craft up some shit because I didn't give them a lot. Hmm. I'm so happy y'all are liking Can We Talk. This week's episode is actually gonna be real cute because between y'all and me, people keep asking if me and my best friend Jason are dating. And so this week I just have him on the show. I also am gearing up to do a really dope interview with Todrick Hall. So these next couple of episodes are about to be sickening. And yes, you heard me right. I'm getting ready to do an episode of Can We Talk with Todrick Hall. And it's cute. Okay? It's gonna be cute. Todrick is a very interesting man. Um, but honestly, y'all, I genuinely feel like he is harmless. Um, hey girl, hey, I miss your story times. Yes, story times are coming back. Jason is a butch queen. um, and yeah, we're not dating, but For once and for all, I'm going to address it because people just won't let us live. People just will not let us live. And I keep trying to tell the folks and the kids and the people that he is just my best friend. And the kids will not let me live. Anti-black, messy Tadra Paul. We're going to address all of that, which is a part of the reason that we're doing the episode, because we actually are going to address all of the things. And I'm actually excited because Tadrick is specifically and exclusively talking to me about these issues. And me and him had a 3 hour conversation, some of which I will make available to my patrons. So, y'all will be able to hear some of that 3 hour long conversation that I had with Tadrick Hall. But what was interesting was that when I invited him to do the podcast, I didn't want to talk about the issues. I wanted y'all to see him as a person. I wanted y'all to be able to get a feel for him in the way that I've gotten a feel for him as a person. But what was very surprising to me was that he didn't want to run away from the issues. He was like, no, I've never addressed these things publicly. I would love to address them with you. I feel like you have the range to be able to have this conversation in a way that isn't going to make me feel, whatever. Um, and so we're going to get into some things. And I'm excited about it because I feel like a lot of people, like, I feel like major fucking publications and shit have been wanting to talk to Todrick about this stuff. And so the fact that he's like, nah, I'm gonna talk to Hope about it on a podcast that don't nobody listen to. you know, um, I was just like, okay, okay, all right. Um, and so I'm excited because I feel like with the way that y'all trust me in the community and the way that the community like respects my voice, I think that this is going to be a really dope conversation. It is not going to be an easy conversation. The conversation that we had that was 3 hours long was not an even easy conversation. But what I learned and what I also told Todrick as like a little sneak peek is that you got to say what you mean and mean what the fuck you say. And a lot of the times, the reason that Todrick ends up in trouble is because he doesn't say what he means and means what he says. And he was able to like agree with me on that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that this is going to be the interview to beget all interviews as it pertains to Todrick Hall and all of the things. Because, girl, we were talking about paying of the dancers. We were talking about anti-blackness. We were talking about his sex life. We talked about all of the things, and so um, we talked about all of the things. And so I'm excited for y'all to see it, especially for the people who, like me, felt some type of way. Like I told him, like, I'll never take away the fact that you are talented ever, you know, but I also am not going to negate the fact that you are problematic. And that's on her. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And y'all should be too. I have some other really dope, amazing guests coming up next year. Like next year is gonna be a really dope year for Can We Talk. Like if y'all like my podcast, which I know a lot of y'all do, because y'all be pressed when I don't do them. Y'all be real pressed when Can We Talk is not in circulation, and I have to be a lot better about making sure that I give you all what you all need. But um, the doll is one person. I'm one person. I'm slacking on, promoting my book, but we're getting ready to do a book tour next year. I'm going to do a 5 city book tour. Um, it's going to be small, so don't be expecting, like, bitch, I'm not rich. Okay, I am not rich, bitch. I am not Mimi. It's gonna be a real quick, cute little in and out, bounce around book tour. Um, we're doing New York, DC, Atlanta, um, and LA for now. I might do Miami, but I am not sure. And it's not gonna even be like, it's literally gonna be like a meet and greet situation. Um, it's going to be a meet and greet situation. It's not giving, $5 million book tour, press tour across the world. It's really just not giving that. It's giving, to the people who love me and support me and want to talk about the book and want to meet me. We just gonna make a couple of pit stops, child, have a little dinner, a little light, and be done with it. I loved your talk with Tahoe. I really saw some growth with him. Tahoe has never been a bad person to me. That's the thing that's so funny, is that from the day that I met Tahoe, he was like, I'm transphobic. And I've never felt that way. I've never felt like Tahoe was transphobic. I've never felt like Tahoe has like gone out of his way to perpetuate transphobia or uplifted. He has just been holding on to his own internalized bias, right? And I think that there's a difference in having an internalized bias based off of the way that you grew up and who people know you to be and who you feel like you have to be because of the community that you live in, and being transphobic. So it was very easy to have that conversation with Tahoe. It's been easy to have a bunch of conversations with Tahoe because I don't think that I think that he has a different version of himself, right? That's just not accurate. Like I think that he thinks that he is just, this like horrible bigoted person in a lot of ways, and that's just not what it's giving. So I love the fact that we were able to do that. We honestly shot that, like, I think we recorded that episode, child, what was that? That wasn't even this, because this summer around my birthday, I was in Cancun. Girl, we probably shot that episode like July. I think that we shot that episode in like July. And Tahoe was like, he was so ready to promote the episode. He was so ready to just like do all of the things. And I love him to death, because he was just ready to push it out, and I wasn't. Tahoe had like all of these mics and things and this different audio, and he did all of the things. And y'all, because it is just me, and like I have to be in the mood to do that work, it took me forever to feel like getting in there, editing the audio, doing this and that. Like, I don't have a bunch of people, and I just feel like people be so pressed and ready to be like, oh, you should get an intern. You should get like, whatever. And I'm like, that shit costs money. And consistency costs money. You know what I'm saying? Like, consistency costs money. And so when people just be out here like, oh, get an intern, you don't have to pay them. Like, it can be somebody that likes you. Well, guess what? I don't fuck around with my business like that. Because when you're not paying somebody, they don't have to do shit. Everything that they do is at their discretion. I want a bitch that has to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to be playing around with you when you decide that you are tired or that you just need a mental health day, or your favorite, celebrity is in a movie this weekend and you just gotta you gotta go see it, or, you and your boyfriend are taking a getaway trip. Bitch, I don't care about all of that. And so for me, I feel like the best way to get the work done accurately and in a way that, is going to make me happy is to pay somebody. And so that's just how I operate. That's how I want to operate. I'm not saying that anybody else has to operate that way, but I want to operate in the vein of paying motherfuckers to do the job that I need them to do. Because if you slack up and I'm paying you, I can go the fuck off and nobody's going to think twice about it. right? If I am paying you to do a job and I reprimand you, I can do that, respectfully. I ain't treating but nobody like no slave. It's not me saying like, oh, I want to be able to have the right to like speak to somebody crazy, right? Like that's not what I'm asking. But what I'm saying is when you pay in a bitch for professionalism and they don't show up, and they don't understand the assignment, and you check them about that, ain't nobody gonna really be like in your chest about it, right? But when you're not paying somebody and you try to get a bitch together and they asking you for a mental health day, girl, it's giving let that person have a mental health day because they're doing it for free. And I don't have time for that. So until I can put somebody on payroll, I don't want to do it. Now, I had somebody who gave me a dope quote, but for what they wanted and for my laziness, I was just like, I don't know. But it was a fair quote. It was a fair quote for like $600 a month. And I don't know, like I might have to do like a Kickstarter or something. Cause I want to be able to do like maybe a season has like 6 episodes, and I do it how I do it now, where I do every other Monday, and you get 6 episodes a season, and I can pay that person ahead of time, because that's what 12, 24. That's 4 episodes, and then so that's 3,800. Don't. I'm bad at math, so don't laugh at me if I got that wrong. But I think that that's $3,800. Um, if I'm doing 600 per episode or whatever the case may be, and I want 6 episodes, I think that's 3,800. Let me do the math because now I'm feeling insecure and there's people watching me. So let me make sure that my math is right because I feel silly. Let me make sure my math is right. I don't even know where my calculator is on this damn iPad. I literally only use this iPad to like fucking watch TV on the airplane. Like I watch TV on the airplane, and then like sometimes when I need to have multiple screens when I'm working, I'll use it for work. But I don't use this iPad for shit else. Like nothing. Here we go. All right. Why does my calculator need to track my location? See, that's that bullshit. Like that be the shit that I don't understand. Like, why does my calculator need to track my location? Like, what about a calculator needs to track my location? 3,600. So I was off. But technically it'll be 38 after a tip. The struggle with mental math. Look here, Stanny, like when I tell you the struggle with mental math be real, me and mental math, we don't get along, child. Me and that mental math, it is not a thing. So I have to ask y'all a question. Who are y'all most excited to shop on these Black Friday sales, child? Who are y'all most excited to shop with? I I love a good Fashion Nova haul, but like I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm really bad at math, so it's okay. Look, we all in the bad math club. I love a good Fashion Nova Black Friday moment. Um, but outside, like honestly, Black Friday. So I used to have this friend Reggie. Well, me and Reggie are still friends, but we're obviously not as close. Um, but me and Reggie made it like a tradition. Like when I was living in Miami, me and Reggie would get together every Black Friday at the ass crack of dawn. Okay. Reggie and I would get together at the ass crack of dawn and we would just drive around Miami looking for the deals, child. Looking for all of the deals. And I remember we used to both just be so hype about it. And Reggie Daddy was fine, bitch. Reggie Daddy was so fine. Oh, Jesus, he passed away, but his daddy was so fine. That Haitian man was so motherfucking fine, bitch. That man was so fine, Lord. Oh, Reggie Daddy was so fun. Reggie Daddy. So, real quick story time since y'all missed the story time. Hopefully, this don't make my phone slide back while I'm trying to grab this tissue. My nose is so stuffy. And I would tell y'all the story of why it's stuffy, but it's a little much. Um, but just know it was worth it. My nose is stuffy, but it was worth it. And no, it is not COVID. I feel completely fine outside of this stuffy nose. Um, but yes. So let me tell y'all a little story time cheer about, well, it ain't even really a story time, but it's just like Reggie Daddy. Okay. So mind you, Reggie was one of my crushes in high school. And during high school, Reggie identified as a heterosexual, guy. But Reggie did admit to me that, had I made it clear that I wanted to date, like he would have definitely tried. And I just, I'm not the type of, like back then, I wasn't the type of gay guy that wanted to like impose or wanted to ask a bunch of questions. Like, bitch, if you wasn't giving gay, I didn't press the issue. I might have told you that I thought you were cute or whatever the case may be, but I wasn't the type of gay guy, back then to press the issue about it. So, but me and Reggie were good friends. And so when we first, like the very first time that we did the Black Friday moment extravaganza, child, we Reggie came to my house. It was like 5 in the morning. So me and him had already. I'm sorry, y'all. I just got a message that made my ass itch. Cause I'll get it when I feel like getting it, not when you send it to me. Like I hate when people do this. Like don't send me nothing. I will get it when I feel like getting it, or you can get it. Anyway, so me and Reggie had this whole plan. We was like, okay, so we're gonna get together. We are going to wake up at 5 in the morning. We are going to we're gonna wake up at 5 in the morning. We're going to hit this place, that place, that place. Then we're gonna get lunch. Then we're gonna da 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 da. Like we're gonna do all of the things, right? So Reggie gets to my house promptly, okay, at 5 in the morning. So when he gets to my house at 5 in the morning or whatever, I'm all excited because even though it wasn't a date, it felt like a date, and I was like living vicariously through the vibes. Okay, so so um so basically, I'm living vicariously through the vibes or whatever, and can y'all hear me by the way? Because when it came out, I didn't hear it reconnect. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear me because I know how you girls like to tussle. Um, um, so basically, if y'all can hear me, somebody will tell me soon because I think there's a lag. I'm assuming there's a lag because y'all are responding to stuff like hella late. Um, but basically, Reggie gets there promptly. He gets there on time. Everything is going great. But then we get in the car, and when we get in the car, his car won't start. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And mind you, this was the time where Black Friday was still like a thing. This was like back in 2010 where like bitch people still was camping out outside of stores and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like bitch, you had to get on your Black Friday if you was gonna get on it. So we get in the car and it's 5 a.m. I think like by this time it's like 5:15. Me and Reggie done talked a little bit about what we were gonna do, reiterated the plan because we had to have a plan. Um, and we were getting ready to go, and now the fucking car won't start. So we're just like, what the fuck? So Reggie was like, well, I'm gonna call my dad because this has happened before, and he's gonna come and bring me the battery thing, whatever the fuck, because bitch, they were speaking German. Once you start talking about cars and shit, I'm just like, what? German, okay? So, and I got a story. I got a story about that shit too. But anyway, um, basically, he calls his dad and he's like, yeah, dad, you know, da 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 da, this happened. So his dad is like, okay, bet, cool, I'm on my way. Mind you, I didn't realize that Reggie lived like maybe 10 minutes away from me. And I didn't even find that out until the next year when we pulled the next year, you know, thing. But his dad pulls up and bitch, when I tell you that was one fine ass Haitian man, that was one fine ass Haitian man. Do y'all hear me? That man was so goddamn fine. Reggie's daddy was so goddamn fine. He was like 6'6", beautiful dark complexion. He was a little bit darker than me. 6'6", bald head, built. I mean, when I tell you, like, bitch, just built, just stacked, okay, just fine. And I'm like, that's your daddy, like, because Reggie was and still is. I didn't care about booty back then. Like, I didn't give a fuck about like booty back then. Like at that point, I was still very much so a little like gay, whatever, like, like, I was still like a little, fresh gay, so it was all about the penis for me and the aesthetic. And Reggie's daddy had it. So, um, his dad was just like, I don't know, like his dad was just I don't know. His daddy was just fine. Like, and he had on like this white, it wasn't even a muscle shirt, but he had so many muscles that it just looked like a muscle. Cause I think it was like a flannel or not a flannel. Y'all know what I'm talking. A thermal. It was a thermal shirt. And it was just like, because of the way his body was set up, the thermal was just looking extra like scrumdiddly umptious on this man, and I was just like, oh my god. And the thing that was so cool to me about Reggie's father was that I was very clearly, I don't think that even though I believe that Reggie was having talks with himself, like internally, I don't believe that Reggie was like expressing any, interest in like wanting to be gay or date men or date people outside of whatever, you know. And so to me, it was just really dope to see that like this black Haitian father, you know, pulled up at 5 something in the morning, and your son, I'm sure he, Reggie told him like, oh, I'm going with my friend to go do Black Friday, right? But I'm sure that he probably didn't specify what kind of friend I was and what I looked like. And I was looking very gay. I was looking very gay, And so it was one of those things where like this man pulled up, he fixed the car. I was like, thank you so much. Da, 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 da. He was like, yeah, it's all good, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. And like gave me a hug, and ooh, he smelled like chocolate. Y'all, this man smelled like chocolate. Reggie's daddy smelled like chocolate, okay? And I'm not being dramatic. He smelled like chocolate. And I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what was happening, but like he was just fine. Okay, rest in peace. May he rest in peace because he was fine. Um, but yeah, so Reggie's daddy was real fine. Black Friday was my shit, and I used to like love Urban Outfitters. I used to love Forever 21, and I used to love what other Aldo. Okay, Aldo was my shit. Aldo was like where I would go to get all of my shoes. Now, there are certain shoes that I bought back then that I probably wouldn't buy now from Aldo because I realized that they're like knockoffs of high end brands. But if you are a guy or a girl, and you don't mind replica shoes like of high end designers, Aldo, Steve Madden is where you go. Now I still shop at Aldo. Like I'll still get a pair of shoes from Aldo, but I'm very careful not to get like the replica shoes because I'm like I just feel like look. Well, okay. Well, let me say this before I get into the fuckery and talk myself into a hole. I don't believe in overpaying for shoes if it's a basic ass shoe that I can get from Aldo and it looks like the other shoe. Like there are these Gucci boots. I don't particularly care for them myself, but they're a Gucci boot and they have like these rhinestones that go around the ankle piece. And Aldo has a very good knockoff. Steve Madden has a very good knockoff. And to me, because of the type of boot that it is, I feel like if I wanted those boots, I would not spend the 1,200 that Gucci wants for them, right? Like I would gladly go and pay the 120 something dollars that Aldo or Steve Madden is asking, and it's just because the shoe is so basic that I don't understand the legitimacy of paying for something that is so basic like that, right? Like there are just certain heels that I'm not gonna fucking like spend my money on because the shoe is so basic that it's like, why would I want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I do that when I can go and get a basic shoe? Now, I have an obsession for Christian Louboutin. I love Christian Louboutin. And I know that some of y'all are gonna be like, bitch, but those heels be hella motherfucking basic, and they do. But it's something about that red bottom that makes you feel like a rich bitch, okay? It is something about knowing that you're walking on red that makes you feel rich, okay? So that is my exception to the basic shoe for a lot of money category. But when we talking about like, some designers that actually like have some like spectacular showmanship on their shoes, I just don't see myself getting a knockoff when I can get the real thing. Um, like they have some really, really dope designs on some of these shoes. And I just feel like I don't want something that looks like a cheaper version of that. Now, if I have something that looks like identical to it, or something that looks like the quality low key is actually better on the cheaper shoe, then I'll get that. But it's just certain shit that I'm not doing just because it fucks with my psyche. Like it bothers me to have replica items. Like I don't know what it is, but like I feel like when you work really hard, like I don't give a fuck if I only get a new bag or a new pair of shoes once or twice a year. Bitch, when I work hard for that shit and I spend my money on it and I get like a luxury item, because I've worked hard, like I enjoy that. And if it takes me 6 months to save up to be able to buy those things, then I'm gonna do that. But I don't think a lot of people appreciate it. So it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. So Black Friday tomorrow, I don't know. Like I started doing some stuff tonight. Um, I started doing some stuff tonight, but I haven't really taken a deep dive into the things. Um, and it's just because it's not the same as it used to be. So yeah. He did. He smells good. Oh my God. The fact that y'all are y'all are so far behind on this video. But I think that it's because of my reception. But y'all aren't complaining about the quality of the video. So at least I know that, at least I know that the quality of the video must be decent. Because Even though the lag is a long time away, y'all are still, whatever. At any rate, y'all, it was nice kicking it. I love y'all. Happy Food Day to all of the people who are out there eating their foods and things. Um, and I will talk to y'all later. I'm about to go to the mall because I need to go and see what they have in Mexican Zara. Because Mexican Zara is way different than American Zara, bitch. It's way more lit. So there's that. But I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. And I hope that y'all have a great day. Bye, everybody.